Christian Voice New Zealand. Hey, not long to go before Christmas Day. All the roads leading to shopping centres are jam-packed as temperatures rise with the frustration levels. Shops are all decked out with the holly, they've got blown-up Santas, the schools have their end-of-year celebrations all done and dusted. Radio stations are pumping out all those old familiar tunes like Andy Williams' song, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, Rock Around the Christmas Tree. Even the Irish band The Pogues' Fairy Tale in New York will get an airing. If you've got a CD player or stream music into your car and there's this unfamiliar whining, be rest assured that when you take it to the garage, the first thing the serviceman is going to check is your CD player and remove your Mariah Carey Christmas album. Yes, there is a level of excitement and anticipation as we listen to the popular song, which is sung by most, and it contains the following lyrics. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. And it goes on, he's making a list and he's checking it twice, going to find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Now, I can tell how relieved you all are that I didn't sing it, so you're welcome. But this is the time of the year where parents go more than that extra mile to make preparations for all of the family and extended family with gift buying, food preparation, travel plans, and they build up the excitement of putting up a fake or a real pine tree in the corner of the lounge, and then they go about decorating it. Sometimes the kids do it. For centuries, though, the myth has continued about Santa Claus, and honestly, I'm still surprised in today's postmodern secular world how this guy is still able to operate. But while we do these things in a loving manner, we just conveniently forget about what the true meaning of Christmas is all about. I'll tell you what, my message today is not a nice one that is not covered in wrapping and a bow, and there's no fairy dust or a little ditty to sing. And the reason I say that is because I know the world doesn't believe Santa is real. They say he's a mythical character. And the truth is, many see Jesus the same way today. Many have suggested that the stories from the Bible should be consigned to the fairy tale bookshelf along with the stories from the Brothers Grimm. But let me tell you, the number of people on the planet today who are looking forward with anticipation to the day that Jesus comes back are few. Like the mythical Santa, Jesus has a list, and oddly, most people know there will be no reward for those whose names appear on that naughty list. But I'm reminded today of the Apostle Paul's anticipated return to the church in Galatia. As was Paul's custom, he would write a letter to the congregation ahead of his arrival. Once Paul in his letter, though, explained who he was, his authority in Jesus Christ, he left them in no doubts his visit wasn't going to be one that they were going to be excited about. Now, like modern times, the congregation in Galatia had lost their way. So let me just read some of Paul's opening remarks. And today I'm using the Passion Translation of the Bible, which is this one. And I'm reading from chapter 1, verse 6. There it says, I'm shocked over how quickly you have strayed away from the one who called you in the grace of Christ. I'm astounded that you now embrace a distorted gospel. That is a fake gospel and is simply not true. There is only one gospel, the good news of Christ, yet you have allowed those who mingle law with grace to confuse you. But even if we were, or an angel from heaven should preach a gospel different than the one we preach to you, let them be under God's curse. But let me make it clear, anyone, no matter who they are, that brings you a different gospel than the gospel that you have received, let them be condemned and cursed. I'm obviously not trying to flatter you, he says, or water down my message to be popular with men, but my supreme passion is to please God, for if all I attempt to do is to please people, I would fail to be a true servant of Christ. Yep. You know what? If I were in Galatia, I'd be asking myself, hey, what time's the next camel train due to leave town? Oh dear. Remember that little Christmas ditty? You remember the one? You better be nice because Santa Claus is coming to town? Well, I'm telling you, Santa isn't coming. And neither is the Apostle Paul. But let's not sugarcoat it. It's going to be the big guy himself, Jesus Christ. And he won't be bringing presents for you. It'll be judgment. The Apostle Paul said he was astounded at how the congregation embraced a different gospel to the one that they were first taught. How they've allowed falseness and false prophets to mingle freely among them. And you know what? It's still the same today. But he made it clear there would be judgment on those who bought that false narrative. And like I am today, I'm making it clear that when Jesus does return, and he will, many believers and, non-believers also speak about the second coming. They know it's coming. Paul said in his message to the Galatians, well, I'm not going to flatter you or water anything down, but sometimes, we just need a reminder that it is not man that we need to please, but God himself. So just imagine for a moment, if we all had that same level of excitement today, that same anticipation and that same preparedness that we have for the coming of Santa, but instead we had it for the return of Christ. Tell you what, Andy Williams' song might be correct then. Christmas time is the most wonderful time of the year. And it is. It's a time when we share, a time we give, a time we receive. And as King Solomon put it, there is a time and a place for every purpose, and a time and purpose is to remember the words of Isaiah 9:6. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called the Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. You know what? That really is something to get excited about.